Is there something?
Yep. Okay. Okay. Hola, Carmen. Hola, Isabella. We're going to start out today with a warm-up using numbers, so counting, and really it'll kind of be it'll be more oral than writing, but so we'll take a look at page 7, página 7, actividad 10. So it says números y más números. Let's see here, we're going to tell, well, you have no partner today, Holly, so you're going to tell me and the camera some of these numbers. So we'll start with number 1. The phone numbers used to dial for information and emergencies. So we'll start with the emergency number would be what in Spanish?
911.
911, good, and then information, I don't know, what is that in English, 411? 411, what would that be?
So 411.
411, good, okay. And then the barcode number on the back of your Spanish book, oh dear, I don't know how many, oh, okay.
Oh, okay, right here.
So down at the bottom there?
Wait, right here? I don't know. I said at the back.
You should, is there one on the very back cover of your book down at the bottom?
No.
Oh, right, because you have that version. Okay, we'll skip that. We'll skip that one. It's sort of a lofty request anyway. Okay, your house or apartment number.
Okay. 1, 0, 7, 1, 6.
¿Es correcto?
Yes.
Okay, bueno. We'll erase that so it's not on record for everyone to see anymore. Okay, let's see here. The number of minutes it takes you to get from your home to school.
Wait, how do you say it depends?
Depende, I'm thinking of the French, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say ça dépend.
Yeah, ça dépend. It's very similar. Let me look it up. I'm getting a blank here. Let's see. Let's see here. They have. Oh, okay. So, depende. I was right. Yeah, depende. Depende. If you want to say it depends on, like the weather, for example, you could say depende con el tiempo.
That's traffic.
La no, that's French. Circulación, but it's the same, but a different spelling. Circulación is traffic. Yeah, that is that's true. Okay, let's see here. The number of months until your next birthday.
Okay. 10. No, not 10. Yes, 10. Wait. Yes, 10.
10.
What's month?
Meses. 10 meses. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll count together from 0 to 20, and then we'll again go through the pronunciations of all of the different decades. So starting with 0.
0.
And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then we've got 30, right? 40 is 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Bueno, okay, let's see here. I think I've still got, aha, okay. So, I'm gonna hold up a number for you, see if you can tell me what it is in Espanol.
40.
40. And you can look at, if you need to look at your book, go ahead.
16.
16. Good.
13.
13.
12.
12.
30.
30. So we've got 20, 20,
25.
yeah, just 25.
Oh,
25, yeah. So, yeah, so what happens is, with the 20s, for some reason, it 21, 22, 23, but then when you get to 30, 31, 32, 33, so, it's just the spelling is just a little bit different, but you still have the E sound in between. Okay, bueno. How about this one?
11.
11.
10.
10.
9.
9.
26.
6.
29.
9. Whoops.
6.
Okay, one more.
4.
4. Okay, I'll tell you a number and see if you can tell me what the English is. Let's see here. 60. 60.
70.
Close.
No, 60.
60, good. What about 68?
68.
68. 63.
63.
Good. Let's see here. 31.
31.
34.
34.
39.
39.
Good. 71.
71.
82.
82.
Or 82, excuse me. 90.
90.
96.
96.
17.
17.
19.
19.
27.
27.
27. Good. Let's see here. 44.
44.
Good. 55.
55.
55. Good. Okay. 15.
15.
14.
14.
14. Good. 11.
11.
Good. Okay. So, turn the page, and we'll take a look at how to tell time. So, since we know our numbers, so at the top, excuse me, of page 8, the question to ask, what time is it? You're going to ask, ¿Qué hora es? ¿Qué hora es? Hora is the word for hour, es means is, and then ¿qué means what. So what hour is it is what you're literally saying. In English, though, we'd say, what time is it? And like I said before, we've got whenever we ask a question, or whenever it's written out rather, we've got both the regular question mark, but we also have to do the upside down question mark in Spanish with the question. So we've got, répétez classe, ¿qué hora es?
¿Qué hora es?
Good, okay. So then to give the time, you're going to start out with, well, we'll just take a look at some examples here. These are all in your book, so I won't make you rewrite them down here. But when it's 1 o'clock, just 1 o'clock, you're going to start out with es. es la una. Repetan, es la una.
Es la una.
Good. But for all of the other hours, because they're plural, you're going to start out with son. Son las dos.
Son las dos.
Good, would be 2 o'clock. So I'll just write that portion up here. So for 1 o'clock es la una. For 2 o'clock and plus son. Las, and then the number. Dos, for example. Okay, then, obviously when we, if it's not at the exact hour and we want to add on a number of minutes, we're going to use the word for and in Spanish, which is just the letter Y pronounced E. So for example, for 3:05, we would say son las 3:05. Repitan, son las 3:05.
Son las 3:05.
Good. Okay. The next one here, the clock says, let's see, what is that? 4:10. In Spanish, we'd say son las 4:10.
Son las 4:10.
Good. Okay. The next one down at the bottom row here. Now it is a quarter past. And typically, instead of saying, you can say 5:15 for 15, but a little bit easier thing to do is just to say it's a quarter after. And so for a quarter, this word here is cuarto. Cuarto. Not to be confused with cuatro, which is the number 4, right? It's different spelling here. The R is here in this one, it's behind the T in the letter 4, or in the number 4, excuse me. Okay, so for example, for 5:15 we say son las 5:15.
Son las 5:15.
Good. Okay, for half past, at the half hour, we can use the term media. Media. Can you see through?
Yeah, she.
Okay, and it's all here too in the textbook, so even if it's difficult to see on the board, she'll have the spellings here. So the next one we've got, let's see, what would that be, 6:30, so that would be son las 6:30.
Son las 10:30.
Good. The next one, it's, let's see, okay, now, what happens once we get to anything past the half hour, so 30, 40, 50, to the next hour, then what happens is, like with French time, we subtract. So we start with like the closest hour and we subtract. So what we're going to do is, if it's like 7:45, for example, it's closest to 8 o'clock, right? So we'll start with 8, so we'll say son las 8 menos, which means minus. And then we can do menos cuarto, minus a quarter. Or another example, if it's like 7:40, we could say son las 8 menos 20, minus 20 minutes, if that makes sense. Okay? So, we'll say that one together. Son las 7 menos 20.
Son las 7 menos 20.
Good. Okay. Let's see here, and then they've got an example of a very specific time, 8:52. To say that, you would say son las 8:52.
Son las 8:52.
Good. Okay. Bueno. Okay. So let's take a look at exercise 11 then. It asks, ¿Qué hora es? What time is it? So for number 1, Holly, ¿Qué hora es?
Son las 7:30.
And that's it. Just son las siete.
siete.
Son las siete. Okay? And how about for número dos? ¿Qué hora es?
Son las 3 y
You can do 30, or a little easier, you can just use media if you want to.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Y media.
Yeah. Otherwise, you could say son las 3:30. That would also work as well. Media is more common though. Okay. Número tres, ¿qué hora es?
La uno, wait, is it una?
Una. Mhm.
Una y 10. Oh no, 15.
15, good. We could also say es la 1:15 as well, where it's a quarter after. Okay. How about 2:20? How would you say that?
Son las 2 y 20.
Good. Okay. 9:40. Here we can do the subtraction from 10 o'clock.
Son las, what did I say, 10?
10.
Okay,
Mhm.
10 menos 20.
Excellent. Okay. And then so same thing for 12:50. We can start out with 1 o'clock and subtract the 10 minutes.
So es la una menos 10.
Menos 10. Good. Okay. And remember, in Spanish, remember to pronounce the S at the end
Okay.
of las.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and pronounce it. And the reason why it's la and las is because hora is a feminine word, and so that's why, like when we're telling the time, we use una instead of uno. Even though when we're counting, we say uno, dos, tres, if that makes sense. Okay, bueno. Okay, now this time, I'm gonna have you listen as I tell you sometimes, and I'm gonna have you write out what the time is on your paper. So go ahead and number from 1 to 8. All right, let's see here. So, we've got, actually, I'll play the audio CD here.
Realidad.
Fiesta time. Okay.
Libro de
And Lauren, as you're watching this, you can try to guess what the times are as you hear them. I'll turn it up. Here we go.
Estudiante. Página 8. Actividad 12. La hora. Write the numbers 1 to 8 on a sheet of paper. Write the times you hear with numerals. 1 o'clock, 2:15, and so on. You will hear each sentence twice.
1. Es la 1:30. Es la 1:30.
1:30.
1:30, good.
2. Son las 10. Son las 10.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
3. Son las 11:05. Son las 11:05.
What is sonsa?
Son las. So that he's just starting out.
Son las.
Yeah, just the regular beginning. Once.
Oh.
Once y cinco. So once, we're kind of getting up into the teen numbers.
05.
Yeah, so it's 11:05. I guess it's not necessary for you to write these because you're saying them out loud. Okay.
4. Son las 12.
Son las 12.
Son las 12.
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock, good.
5. Son las 6:30. Son las 6:30.
So 6:30.
6:30, good.
6. Son las 7:45. Son las 7:45.
This is tricky because here they went ahead and they used the higher numbers. They used the 45, 45. So son las 7.
7:45.
Yeah, 7:45. 7:45. Okay, here's another one.
7. Son las 9:20. Son las 9:20.
9:20.
9:20, good.
8. Son las 3:35. Son las 3:35.
3:35.
3:35, excelente, good, good, good. Okay, bueno, let's see. Okay, good, let's see here. Let's go ahead and we'll move along then to the next little lesson here. The next thing is el cuerpo on page 9, a la página 9. El cuerpo means the body, in Spanish. And so we'll just kind of go through some different body parts here. So starting with the head, we've got, I'll just point to the area and say what it is. So we've got la cabeza.
La cabeza.
La cabeza. Eye, el ojo.
El ojo.
Good. Nose, and I'll give you some time to copy these, Holly, if you want in a few minutes.
Okay.
Nose, la nariz.
La nariz.
Mouth, la boca.
La boca.
Arm, el brazo.
El brazo.
Hand, la mano.
La mano.
Finger, el dedo.
El dedo.
Good. Stomach, el estómago.
El estómago.
Easy to remember, I think. Leg, la pierna.
La pierna.
And foot, el pie.
El pie.
Good. One more time, starting with head. La cabeza.
La cabeza.
El ojo.
El ojo.
La nariz.
La nariz.
La boca.
La boca.
El brazo.
El brazo.
La mano.
La mano.
El dedo.
El dedo.
El estómago.
El estómago.
La pierna.
La pierna.
El pie.
El pie.
Good. Okay. The picture here, there's a picture of a guy here, and it looks like his foot is hurt. He's been playing soccer. He says, "Ay, me duele el pie. Me duele el pie." So me duele we can use to mean something hurts, right? For example, if I said me duele la cabeza, in English I would translate to my head hurts, or I have a headache, etc. So me duele. Let's see here, or my body hurts. I often hear you ballerinas say, me duele el cuerpo, todo. Me duele el cuerpo, right? Okay, well, I'll give you a couple minutes to copy these down, Holly, if you want. Bueno, so let's try exercise 13, escuchar. It says you'll hear some commands, listen carefully and act out the commands. So basically, they're just going to tell you to point to different body parts. So, and you can look at your book if you need to. Okay. So we'll do, just so you can hear the different words. Go.
Libro del estudiante. Página 9. Actividad 13. Señalen. You will hear some commands. Listen carefully and act out the commands. When you hear the word señalen, you should point to that part of the body. You will hear each set of statements twice.
Señalen la nariz. Señalen la nariz. Señalen el estómago. Señalen el estómago. Señalen la mano. Señalen la mano. Señalen la cabeza. Señalen la cabeza. Señalen el pie. Señalen el pie. Señalen el brazo. Señalen el brazo.
Okay. All right, bueno, I think we'll go ahead and stop there for today. And next week on Monday, we'll continue with our preliminary chapter, just kind of some more introduction type things. We'll learn some classroom phrases, some classroom vocabulary, pen, pencil, book, that kind of thing. And talk about how to tell the date, days of the week. Okay? Bueno. So no homework, no written homework for the weekend.
Oh, gracias.